Thanks for staying with us. So welcome to our special episode 3 of the special segment. We have a special feature on Cerelac. So today's episode, we will be diving into a topic that affects every parent, caregiver, and educator out there. Is the ABC of the child's development, understanding educational milestones and cognitive growth in children. We're going to break it down in the simple, memorable way A, B, and C, which is awareness, building blocks, and confidence and creativity. So ladies, I mean, while I was reading this, I remembered that I'm probably going to talk about the cognitive parts and creativity, because my son, my 6-year-old, just a few days ago was asking me, "Mommy, I'm a bit confused." I said, "What's confusing you?" So scientists tell us that we came from apes and monkeys, and the Bible tells us that the first one was Adam and Eve. Who are we supposed to believe? I said, we've been all of us asking that question for centuries. I said, well, we believe, because we are Christians, we believe that the first one was Adam. Yes, but scientists also, they're very smart. You know, so he started trying to dig, and I said, Brown, please.
Come on, take over.
Take over this conversation. Of course, I wasn't answering, but he kept going back and forth, because I was asking the questions, like, okay, so who do we believe? Because you tell us that scientists know what they're doing, because they created the phone that we're using. I mean, he went on to tell us all the things that scientists created. So shouldn't they then know? Because we kind of look like monkeys, don't we? I said, hey. So good. I had to just say, I hear you, but because we are Christians, we believe what the Bible tells us, and we believe that, you know. So you're right. When you feed children right, to give them the right nutrients, they have the ability to think and ask questions, cognitive questions, to help them have a better understanding of the world around them. So
your story reminds me of mine when my son was 5 years old. I would never forget. And I think that's the age where they're asking these questions. And he had been asking, we had lost someone earlier, and he had asked me, how come this person has died? And yet daddy's much older than this person, and daddy's still alive. You know, many questions. Right. And I remember then they'll say, be honest when you don't know. So a few times I would say, I don't know. One day he asked me one question. When I said I don't know, he said, you know what I just realized? I just figured out that you're not that smart. So, yeah, sometimes we nurture them, they become even smarter than us.
Yes, I was able to escape. So for my daughter, I remember when she turned 3, and I bought a cake, I came home, I cooked my usual stand. I was like, happy birthday. I was so tired, and then she walks to me. Why did you burn me? YK said, you failed a serious, important parenting question. What did you say? I said, I told her to get out. Because I was lost. Why did I burn you? How? You know? So YK said, I later called her to say that I loved her, but YK said that wasn't the question. I should have told her more important things about, you know. But with my son, he is attached to the planets, the universe. I didn't even know all the planets that we had until I had him. He kept talking about exoplanets and all of that. And I don't know where that came from, naturally born and attached to those things. And so fortunately for me, when he decided to ask, why are we Muslims? And I said, thank you. I am ahead of you, I'm ahead of you. I've done a full series on Quran and science. And all of those planets, the way the Quran talks about them in details, I was able to answer him. He says, hey, there was a boom, Abi. There was one big bang theory. I said, yes. And even the end time, everything, how it's linked to the Quran. And he was looking at me, okay, that's why I'm a Muslim. I said, God, thank you. I didn't feel this time. I was way ahead of you.
So proud of you. Yes. So, like, you know how in Canada, where the kids don't start to go to school till like 3-4 years, so you have to homeschool them. So the ability to make sure that your children have all the drawing books, they can build blocks, you know, they make sure that they create all these parks where the kids can go and play. You find out that the right nutrients, you know, and minerals really helps them to be able to start speaking and to be ahead of their classes when they now start going to school. And that's super amazing, because I find the kind of things they say, the kind of things they do, it's so impressive. So the right food and the right nutrients really help. Yeah, would help them.
Okay, for me, for my first baby, when we started, you know, that first baby syndrome, you know, we're trying to get meals and all of that. So we started using some other cereals we're giving, but I realized that anytime she's not full, she doesn't giggle, she doesn't, you know, she's not always happy and all of that. But when I switched to started giving her Cerelac, because Cerelac had, you know, the normal, maybe they'll have rice-based and wheat-based, but they started mixing up other things in it. You have apple, you have yogurt. I started mixing up all of that. So I realized that since I started giving it to her, she she started responding, and most times, you know, she started recognizing voices, started playing around. She was so active. Yeah, so she really enjoyed her Cerelac time.
When my baby was in the womb, we used to play hymns.
Yeah.
So when she came out, you know, she now loved music. It was so easy. She was we constantly playing. I mean, that first child syndrome caused me too. There's nothing that we know experiments with that first child. Every single thing, you know. And I mean, I was really happy to have her. Now she loves music just because we were consistent in ensuring that the voices and sounds she was hearing was something that was divine. Well, interesting. So I guess it's important for us to always imbibe Cerelac in what we do. And that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we continue with our show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.